Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Module malfunction. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Is a black hole, and how? I think in the book you talk about a golf ball sized black hole would weigh more than Earth and swallow it whole, leaving behind something the size of a lime.
Yeah, slightly bigger, right.
What is, you've been asked this so many times, but I still don't know the answer. What is a black hole, and how do we even know if they're real, if no one's ever been to one?
Well, you can know things without visiting them. I mean, that's the methods and tools and machines of science are remarkable in their ability to learn something without actually having to see it with your eyes or hear it with your ears or to touch it with your fingers. We have, in fact, science didn't take off until these machines became a fundamental part of how we investigated the world, replacing our five senses. Because there's nothing more feeble in this world than you thinking you understand reality through your five senses. I don't want to call it feeble, I would call it error-prone. Error-prone. Remember I told you about escape velocity of Earth?
Yeah.
You remember the value I said it was?
7 miles
Paying attention.
per minute.
Per second.
Per second.
That's very fast. 7 miles per. So the adage, what goes up must come down?
Mm-hmm.
It's not true. It's true for almost anything you would experience. But you can launch something at 7 miles per second, it'll never ever come back. That's the escape velocity for Earth. Okay. If Earth had more mass and the gravity were stronger, the escape velocity is higher.
Frameshift drive charging.
That would make sense because
Yeah.
there's more gravity that you have to escape. Let's keep up that exercise. Cram in more and more mass. Just keep doing that. Escape velocity keeps going up. Eventually, the escape velocity hits the speed of light. At that point, light can't even escape. Light is the fastest thing in the universe. If light can't escape, if you fall in, you don't escape either. There's no better description of a hole than that. And worse yet, it's a hole in any direction you approach it. Not just a hole in the street or in the floor. It's a three-dimensional hole. And how do we know it's there? Because it distorts the fabric of space and time around it. We see galaxies behind concentrations of matter, black holes, and the shape of the galaxy is distorted. Because Einstein tells us that gravity distorts the fabric of space and time. So that's one way we discover black holes. Another way is most stars in the night sky are binary and multiple star systems. Most of them. You can't see it because you just have human vision. You whip out a telescope, you see, oh my gosh, there are two stars, not just one. If there's a pair of stars, and one of them becomes a black hole, and this one ages, it expands, and some of its material spills onto and orbits around the event horizon of the black hole. This swirling material gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and it radiates X-rays and ultraviolet. We have X-ray and ultraviolet telescopes that see every one of these in the night sky. They're all black holes.
And it's created from an explosion?
There's a star that wants to explode, but it has so much mass, the explosion doesn't overcome the gravity, and the star collapses down on itself to make a black hole. There's one way to make a black hole.
So our sun, when that runs...
It's not going to become black. It's pretty wimpy in that department. It'll still kill us, but for different reasons.
So the mass of the object is so big that it can't actually explode because the gravitational pull
Correct.
inwards is so strong.
Correct. That's above a certain threshold. Within there, there's the stars that the explosion is greater than what the gravity can contain, and it makes a supernova. And those are the stars that spread heavy elements across the galaxy, enabling us to even exist.
So I'm going to read this again. A golf ball-sized black hole would weigh more than Earth and swallow it whole, leaving behind something the size of a lime.
Yeah, so when black holes eat, they get bigger. So a lime is bigger than a golf ball, but not by very much. We can calculate what the size is.
Where would everything go?
It's in there. It's compressed down inside the hole.
And everything near it's going to get pulled in there as well.
If it comes too close, right?
If it comes too close.
Yeah, you can keep your distance. Black holes, they're not giant sucking devices. I mean, if you keep your distance, if the sun became a black hole right now, we would still orbit it. The gravity we feel at our distance is no different.
You say that if the sun suddenly shut off, we'd freeze at minus 462 Fahrenheit, which is the background temperature of the universe.
Yes.
Once the stored energy ran out.
Yeah.
Once the stored energy where ran out?
Well, so there's the sun's energy, if the sun blotted out, but Earth has energy inside of itself as well. This is what gives us volcanoes and continental drift and all the rest of this. So if you don't have a sun, you want to live near a volcano or something that is a source of energy for you. And then you'll live on Earth until the Earth's energy died out. Ideally, by then, you just go to another planet. I mean, why not?
How long has our sun got left?
About another 5 billion years.
How would we know?
It's a good question. That's the product of 20th century modern astrophysics. Then it was modern. I think of it as modern. Where you say, what kind of star is this? You look around the universe for other stars that are just like it. And then you see those stars in their stages of evolution. Stars being born, living out their lives, and dying. And the star changes its properties from birth to death. And so you can line up where the sun is in that chart. And then, plus we know how old Earth is. So we can directly measure the age of the Earth. And so there's no reason to think that Earth did not form at the same time the sun did.
Another really fascinating one was every breath you take contains molecules once inhaled by every human in history.
Yep.
That can't be true.
ChatGPT it. No, so here it is. You ready?
Yeah.
There are more molecules of air in a single breath of air than there are breaths of air in Earth's entire atmosphere. So, if you breathe in and then breathe out, there's enough molecules that you breathed out to populate every breath that anyone will ever again take on this Earth. And air mixes rather quickly.
Fuel scooping complete.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So it has to mix. It's not immediately, give it some time. But you give it some time, there are molecules that went in and out of your lungs that are in China being breathed by people there when enough time has elapsed. You can calculate that. Right? It's years, 10 years, something like that. There's tremendous mixing of air. So, how's that for feeling kinship with others? Same with water. You drink water. There are more molecules of water in a glass of water, this is a mug of water, than there are mugs of water in all the world's oceans. So you drink a mug of water, and then it comes out of you in any one of a half dozen different ways. There's enough molecules to scatter into every other mug of water in the world. So someone gets a mug of water, your molecules will be plenty of molecules to go.
So if I do a big inhale, I'm inhaling air that contains molecules that all of my living relatives once inhaled.
Yes, and go further back. Jesus inhaled them. Muhammad.
With every breath.
Yes, every breath. This is the oneness of it all. That's why it's a beautiful thing. Astrophysics.
3,
I wouldn't live without it.
Do you think it makes us kinder, learning about the universe, or do you think it makes us more nihilistic and narcissistic?
No, if you learn about it as you shouldn't be nihilistic. There's no force of nihilism in the knowledge, wisdom, and insight you get by studying the universe. You will never find marching armies led by astrophysicists to go slaughter one another. The cosmic perspective prevents that.
The cosmic perspective.
Yeah. By the way, if you look at the chapter titles in there, they're each pairs of words that we've all used, but we've argued over, many of them, over our Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know if there's a version of Thanksgiving in the UK. Maybe it's just Christmas, everybody gathers, and the crazy uncles and aunts come in, and you got to argue with them about, and you're reminded why you only see them once a year. Because, no, there are topics in there. Color and race is in there. Law and order, body and mind, meatarians and vegetarians, life and death. A lot of reflective moments in there. So this book, though it's all these topics that people fight about, its goal is to say, you think that and you think that, you got to look at it this way. Mm-hmm. It's not meet in the middle. No, it's meet on a plane of existence above what you're arguing. And you'll look down on what you're arguing and realize how ridiculous it is. That's the goal of that book.
Chapter 10 of the book, it says, human physiology may be overrated.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
Frameshift drive charging.
we like to think of ourselves at the top of evolutionary properties, but it's really your mind, surely, but not much else. It's odd because we always imagine aliens having humanoid bodies.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for that. If they come from another planet, most life on Earth doesn't have a humanoid body. The banana doesn't have a humanoid body, and you have DNA in common with it. You don't have any DNA in common with an alien from another planet, yet it's walking around with a neck, eyes, nose, mouth, head, ears, shoulders, arms, fingers, kneecaps, feet. Really? Is that your best imagination that you can come up with? Alien from another planet?
Is the universe infinite? I've often wondered that. Does it just go on forever? Or is there a...
We're not given reason to think it doesn't, but our horizon has an edge.
What we can see?
Yeah, but there's no reason to think... So you're a ship at sea, mm-hmm. and you have a horizon. Are you saying, well, that's the extent of the ocean? No, because if you sail towards the horizon, more horizon shows up. And you keep that up until you hit land. So in the universe, we have our horizon, and if we went to that horizon, we'd have a whole other horizon beyond that. If we traveled to that horizon, a whole other horizon there. The question is, how far does that go? We don't know.
Fuel scooping.
We have no idea. It's simpler mathematically to think it goes forever. It's curious how there's some equations where infinities work just fine in the equation. So we don't know. We can talk about to our own horizon, that's it.
There's so many people saying that they've seen aliens. We had someone on this podcast actually that said they'd seen aliens. Not they'd seen aliens, but they had evidence that aliens existed. And they worked in the military and said that they'd, some of these spacecraft footage that you see from the
Did they show you the alien?
No, but you see the videos of the things bouncing around in the sky.
Oh, fuzzy videos.
Fuzzy videos.
So those are UFOs, they're not aliens.
UFOs, yeah.
There's a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Many people equate the two, but if you see something in the sky and you don't know what it is, it's a UFO. And what does the U stand for? Unidentified. Until you can identify it, it's a UFO. And because it does things that you don't understand, you cannot equate that with it being an alien. You just said you don't know what it is. Wow, that's amazing. I don't know what it is. Therefore, it must be a alien? If once you just said you don't know what it is, that's the end of the sentence. You can't go on and say, therefore, it must be anything. You can be impressed with videos that have no explanation. I don't have a problem with it. But you want to turn around and say it's aliens? You want to say it's a government cover-up? Do you really think the government is that competent? Often the same people who say there's a masterminded government, they're the same people who complain that the government is a bloated bureaucracy, inefficient bureaucracy that should be replaced by private enterprise. There's the same people making those same statements. So I love the aliens. I want to meet them too. My people, the astrophysics community, has been searching for aliens for decades.
And you've never found evidence of any?
Fuel scooping
Not.
complete.
So, the community of amateur astronomers in the world, okay? Amateur astronomy that's a badge of honor because it means you know the night sky and you own a telescope. And it's not like amateur neurosurgeon, okay? You don't want to go to an amateur neurosurgeon, but you want to know the night sky, go to an amateur astronomer. Amateur astronomers know the night sky. They know what the sun, moon, and stars are doing every night. They know they're very good at climate and weather because that affects whether things are visible. So they know when weather systems come in and go out and what things look like. You would think if aliens were up and about, that amateur astronomers would have seen more of them than anyone else. But they've seen less. Because we know what we're looking at.
Fuel scooping.
It's kind of that simple. The moment you know what you're looking at, it's an IFO, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a UFO.
Fuel scooping complete.
And so, yeah, I want to meet the aliens, but you're going to show me fuzzy video, or you're going to say you have an alien, but it's in a locked box and you're not going to show it. If you have an alien in a locked box and you're not going to show it, that's the same thing to a scientist as not having an alien at all.
Could you make the case for why aliens probably do exist, and also the case
course.
for why they probably don't exist?
No, they surely exist in this universe. The universe is 14 billion years old, and the ingredients of life on Earth are the most common ingredients in the universe. And life began on Earth almost as quickly as it possibly could have. When Earth finally cooled down after it being formed, it was about 200 million years. First signs of single-celled life. So even though we can't duplicate that yet, we don't know how, that's a frontier of biology, Earth didn't seem to have problems getting the job done within 200 million years. That's Earth. Now you have exoplanets everywhere across the galaxy. To suggest that life on Earth is alone in the universe,
Fuel scooping complete.
you'd have to have some point of philosophy that requires you believe that, because it's not derived from actual evidence or observations of the universe itself. So, aliens, usually people mean intelligent aliens, but we're happy to find any kind of life at all. Bacterial life, that would transform biology.
What about in our galaxy, in the Milky Way galaxy?
Yeah, the galaxy is the most sensible place to. So we've looked for exoplanets. So
What's that?
a planet orbiting another star. Because if you're going to look for life, we presume it's going to be on a planet. So if this table is the galaxy, and the solar system would be about right there, we've searched a circle about this big for exoplanets.
And what's the solar system versus the
It's just the sun and its planets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, solar system. And then that's our solar system there, and we are part of several 100 billion stars in the galaxy. And this galaxy is one of perhaps as many as 1 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. So to say that we're alone, that's just you're being philosophically irresponsible.
So this table is the galaxy?
Yeah, if it were the galaxy,
And we've searched a coin.
yes, that's a good word to use, a coin-sized volume of this galaxy. We've searched for exoplanets, and by association, life. So folks at the SETI Institute, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, they come up with an analogy. But the people have said, well, we haven't found life yet, so maybe there's no life anywhere. And we say, no, take a cup and scoop it into the ocean. That's like saying,
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
the ocean has no whales in it.
Is that the equivalent?
Yeah, it's equivalent in terms of the space of searching, because it's not only in physical space, but it's in time. Suppose aliens sent radio signals to us, and they arrived 2,000 years ago. Do the Romans have radio telescopes? No.
Charging.
But we would all count them as intelligent. So communication requires intelligence and technology. How long have we had technology to do that? 80 years.
On the chance of probability, do you think there are aliens in the Milky Way galaxy?
Yeah, oh sure.
You think there are?
I don't see why not. It's a calculation you can do. I did it with 2 colleagues of mine. We have about 100 civilizations in the galaxy, alive now. That's not many out of the total number of stars, but again, a civilization has to evolve out of whatever it was, and it's a tiny little slice of time relative to how long the planet has been there.
100 different living.
Yeah, civilization.
I pause on the word
Yeah.
living because living can mean many things.
Well, I mean, Mars might have had life, but it would be dead today on the surface. So we're looking for living civilizations.
And does that excite you?
Yes, completely. But
Frameshift drive.
you want to now tell me it has visited you with fuzzy lights in the sky, and no one has like brought forth an alien. I need better evidence because you're making an extraordinary claim.
Humans' fascination with meeting these aliens when we've got crazy species we've never met on our own planet is quite
That's a good point. And plus, what do we need real aliens for when we have Hollywood? The funny part to me is we have no knowledge that aliens want to harm us. But we do have knowledge that humans want to harm humans. And any encounter between an advanced civilization and one that was less advanced in the history of exploration has never boded well for the less advanced civilization. So for me, we are describing aliens not as we think they would be, but as we know we are to one another. It's a mirror.
And we've only got to play out what we would do as well if we found an alien civilization. What would humans do? I mean, I think we'd go and try and steal some of them and bring them here.
Well, no, they're probably smarter than us. That's like worms saying, "Oh, we found some humans. What should we do with them? Should we corral them?" No. If aliens came here, they clearly are more advanced than we are, because we haven't left low Earth orbit in 53 years. So if they cross the galaxy to visit us, oh, we're going to shoot a gun at them? They'll laugh at us.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.